Probably none of us will have a job. But in that benign scenario, there would be universal high income, not universal basic income, universal high income. There would be no shortage of goods or services. And I think the benign scenario is the most likely scenario, probably, 80% likely if you ask, in my opinion. The question will really be one of meaning. If the computer can do, and the robots can do everything better than you, does your life have meaning?
That's going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war, and we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly up. Guys, we know on the weekend we're the only game in town. And then this weekend, we have the holiday. So we know we get extra liquidity when the stock market, bond market, all of them are closed. So get yourselves in position. I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. But guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. On Friday, yield rates short and up, long and down. The dollar was down on Friday. Volume in crypto right now is down. And then, of course, guys, we have Tether and USDC. And then we have the Fed. Repo at $431 billion. And we have the central banks higher for longer, and especially the Fed. And never forget, ever forget, guys, this is part of history that Jerome Powell, just by speaking words, was able to get the bond market to react, and we had yield rates drop. Even though interest rates didn't drop, just off Jerome Powell, words, and he did it twice. The end of last year and the beginning of this year. Guys, remember, you're watching a movie. Your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. They're keeping these rates up high enough, so it doesn't matter if they cut rates. The damage has already been done. And the reason why? Because we're in a fragmented world. They have to destroy this whole economy in order to bring in the machines. And we're going to get into that later. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, do not forget about the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. We're all up at close. But getting over into a little crypto news. We have Solana near XRP. We have the mainstream media stating that they could be the next spot ETFs. And then also a blended ETF may be around the corner after Ethereum is approved. But we're seeing these digital assets move over into the legacy products, and we're going to see more and more of that. And then also we're going to start seeing the legacy products being tokenized and put on blockchain. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have FTX estate offloads the last of its highly discounted Solana tokens. And we know Pantera definitely took advantage. And we see the same players benefiting off the collapse of FTX. And remember who was in charge of the estate? Galaxy Digital. Mike Novogratz, a Goldman Sachs guy. Now we have Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital signs deal with Kenya to invest in green energy projects. And the climate agenda is global. We see these big banks also funding the agenda. Now we have the movie continues, Coinbase versus the SEC. And remember, guys, Coinbase is a publicly traded company. It shouldn't matter whether they have securities or not. And the same thing goes for Robinhood. You're watching nothing but a movie. It doesn't take the SEC 12 years to regulate a sector. We already have rules in place. And then lastly, guys, we have the rise of the machines. We have Elon Musk again. Double downs on that we need universal basic income, universal high income, whatever you want to call it. The robots, algorithms, and drones are about to take over the economy. And I know when I started in 2020, a lot of you laughed. Now we're seeing all this come into reality and it's moving so fast. But that's the reason why I wrote my book. That's the reason why I started this channel, because I started to see things speed up. And when we had the C word, it even moved up even further. And the C word was a simulation for the real plan. And Jerome Powell clearly told us that technology can replace people. And all the shorts I've done, all those short videos showing you all the technology that they have, and it's been over 10 years. This technology is ready to go. They just need that crisis, and that's the reason why the drums are going to get a lot louder after this election. Going towards the end of this year and the beginning of next year is going to be chaos, because we know all this money that we're spending, we no longer can do that because the BRICS nations are going to rise without the dollar. So that means the United States has to pull back. And we know the Democrats and Republicans are going to play the Hegelian dialectic so the government can shut down. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team save New York from COVID stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.